King's Cross Connects. I went up to Leeds last year. Northern Rocks was on at the weekend, and I went into a few schools at the introduction to somebody I'll mention in a minute. And I met an amazing person. I walked into that school, and the gorillas were banging out on the sound system. Somebody bounded over to me in a three-piece suit and a colourful tie and said, "We hug people around here, big team hug." Can you give me and him a rounding applause like those children give him when he walks into his assembly every Friday for Fun Day Friday in a primary school in the middle of one of the most challenged communities in Yorkshire in Leeds, Parklands Primary.
So an absolute wowzers of a morning, you know, Fun Day Friday, assembly, and then innovation, technology, and dreams rocketing up to the sky.
Where is Chris Dyson? Can we have Chris Dyson on this stage, please? I met him in the morning. I had dinner with him and his family that night. One of the most amazing people.
Well, thanks a lot, and special. Let's give Nick a lovely round of applause for bringing us all together today. It's been brilliant. So many brilliant people here just to see today. Well, as you said, I'm Chris Dyson. I'm head teacher at a school up in the most deprived area of Leeds, Parklands. I inherited the school 3 years ago that had 150 exclusions, 5 head teachers in the same year, 5 different behaviour policies. Exclusions was the easy option, and it wasn't the best place to actually be. The school was inadequate, but the same team that have worked together has seen now we have no exclusions whatsoever in school, and we've actually started taking excluded children from other schools to bring them into our environment. Because all we want to do is bring people together, bring the community together, and give a love of learning through lots of creative things. As I said, we're in the toughest area in Leeds, and yet our school children, the children that actually sit on the interview panel for the Northern Ballet teachers, because I want to give them an opportunity that they've never sort of had, before. Having all the community work together, it broke my heart when I started at school when I found out that none of my school children, with 82% pupil premium, had ever been to a Santa's Grotto. So I opened my school up on Christmas Eve, and we bring a Santa's Grotto to our community. 3 years on, 800 Christmas dinners we did this year, 800 Christmas presents. We had real-life reindeers outside, we had snow machines, we had children, these really tough, hard year sixes walking in saying, "Oh, look at them donkeys with sticks on their head." They didn't even believe reindeers were real. So that's a nice little slide. So we've done everything, we've done this by having a carrot, not a stick. We play music non-stop up and down the corridors, a band shouting, you know, and the result has seen these same teachers that were being basically told that they were no good, that actually in September this year, we did something unbelievable. We had Ofsted come in who actually give us an outstanding graded. And that was for those kids, that was for that community, that every time they're on the news, it's some kind of drug deal or some kind of knifing or something like that. And for once, this community had something that really brought them together. Another thing that broke my heart was, even though Scarborough is 45 minutes away from where my school is, none of these kids had experienced splashing in the sea, going on the sand. So again, I get sponsorship, and we go 8 coaches, and the cleaners, the cooks, the learning mentors, the office staff, the children, the friends of Parklands, we all go and hit Bridlington for a day, so they experience sand and splashing in the sea, something that every single child has a right to actually have. And by having all these experiences, it comes in, you know, and as I said, a band shouting, well-being is everything. We're one of the few schools that have a child well-being policy, where we know every single child and their needs. We have a well-being policy for staff, where if you do a residential, you get a day off. If you come to a team building, you get a day off. And basically, I've not spent a penny on supply in 3 years, because my teachers now don't even have any time off, because they're valued in a school. And it shows if you believe in the people, you believe in these teachers, you believe in these kids, absolutely anything is possible. Okay? That's me 4 minutes.
Wow. Chris Dyson. Should we stand up for Chris Dyson? Let's stand up for Yorkshire. Come on, standing ovation for leaders and teachers and communities like this man's. I'm not getting happy clappy about it. This is changing people's lives.
Good man, Nick. Lovely work.
Thank you, Chris. That's amazing. So, Chris Dyson. Now, I went up to Leeds, as I said. I thought, wherever I go, I try and go into schools for half a day because it pays the petrol money if we can. And in this particular occasion, it was no different. And I emailed a friend of mine, Bryn, and I said, do you know any schools? He introduced me to 4. I went into 4 amazing schools in Leeds, and very, very mixed settings. It was fascinating, really was fascinating.
The head teacher decided that the Ofsted inspection was not her aim. She said, well, I have these standards with Ofsted, and we started to actually measure ourselves by those standards. But I didn't come into education to be measured by those standards. I came because I wanted to be in wonderful places, magical places, brilliant places. So I put those there. So the school's doing really well in Ofsted. But actually, it reminded me how easy it is for us to become institutionalised.
I mean, it's important to know that it's not Chris Dyson, HT, that become outstanding. It's a school Parklands. And without the teachers, the teaching assistants, the office staff, the kitchen staff, the community, the parents, don't underestimate what these parents did. 60 people filled out the parents' questionnaire. 97% of them strongly recommended the school, and 100% recommended the school. Ofsted had never seen figures like this before. Ofsted was thinking, is this all a bit of a setup? Has he paid these parents to come and say these things? And the parents have just spoke from the heart. They've seen how happy the children are. There was a parent in reception who told Ofsted they literally cried when they was allocated this school place, and over her dead body was they coming to this school. But then, realising they had no choice, in they came, and the first choice school, I've come back to them twice now to say we've now got a place, and she turned it down. And Ofsted highlighted, that's the message any school wants. If you've got the love of the parents and the children behind you, you can achieve anything. It really touches you, things like that.